Good morning. I'll show you where I am. I'm in Nachamud. Hear the birds. It's kind of like a cave opening, but it's not a real deep cave over here on my one side, over here on the other side. Over there is that cave where I hike up to quite a bit, but it's in the sun, and I wanted to just hike up and just to be for a little bit. So this is where I am. Hiked up maybe a quarter of the mountain. I haven't done a lot of recordings in the last couple of days. I've just been kind of in my life and not that talkative. I was thinking about it this morning because yesterday I barely recorded at all. I started recording a couple of videos and I just didn't. I'll go over them and see if there's any substance in there and put them up if there is. But I just didn't feel like it wasn't coming to me. I was so much in sometimes I get to where I'm just in my life and there's not a lot to say. I'm just experiencing it. And these last couple of days, I've been in a bubble. Um, a lot of fun since today is Saturday morning, and since Thursday after. So I'll just kind of tell the story, and then we'll see where it goes. One thing, I just turned on the camera. One, because I want to have the timeline of what's going on also on the twin flame journey and also in my life. And I have also started putting all of this up online. And I think that part of putting up the process is putting up the whole process, not just disappearing when. So, because this journey is, and the spiritual awakening, there's so many. Well, of course, there's so many different parts to it because it's all us. It's all the different parts of us. We go through and sort ourselves out completely, all the different parts. So we go through it all. And a lot of it is paradoxical. A lot of it is, um, it's like mind bending or reality bending. You can bend your reality with your mind. I was just thinking, yesterday I was at the Robbery. It was Friday evening. That I did record about a half an hour or maybe even a little bit more of just the dancing and the party. So that I'll put up, and I'll just write that it's not talking, it's just showing the dance floor. I'm dancing there. So that I'll put up for anybody that does want to see just what the atmosphere is like. But I was thinking, I was sitting there, I was sitting there with I don't want to say my twin. I was sitting there with my twin. Need to find a different word for that, but that's not goofy. Like my reflection or my polar. And I was looking around, and everywhere that I look, there's friends. People that I know that I care about, that care about me. And I was telling him, "Isn't this fun? We can just sit here, and then I see, that when I look around, everywhere I look, there's friends and people that I care about and people that I love and people that that are having fun. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking how it's all our perception. Because he said to me, it's really nice that you can look around and that's what you see. And that he sees something a little bit different. But I could show him my perspective of things so that he could also see it. See, we have effects on others. We can show people different ways of looking at things. Also with these videos, I'm showing the way that I look at things, and you know, each of us are individual. For me, it's just normal, but it's showing a different way of looking at things, a different way of doing things, a different way of living, a different way. We all live different. We all do things different. It's enlightening sometimes to really see how somebody else lives, and to really go into like their brain and the way it works, and why they do it the way that they do it, and the sense in it, and see that there's just so many different ways of being. But I was thinking about how we create our own realities. And if I'm looking around and I'm seeing my friends and I'm seeing all these people that I know and I'm considering them my good friends and that I care about them, and that's the way that I choose, knowingly or unknowingly, but that is the way that I choose to see things and the way that I do see things. So it's my perspective, my take on things. And if I see them that way, then that is my reality. That is the way that my life plays out. And when I see all of these people as my friends and I treat them as such, they actually become my friends, because it's the same. If I see somebody as my friend, I treat them as my friend. They become my friend. They treat me back as my friend, and we just become friends. And it's just what is. So you can create your reality by creating what is. And you create your reality through your expectation. And most of our expectation, now see, this is also paradoxical. Most of our expectations, things that we expect to see, are automatic. They're like in our brain, they happen automatic based on our beliefs, based on what our belief systems are, what we were raised to believe, what we think is true. And so um, most of our expectations are based on that. Somebody that is expecting good things in their life goes through their life noticing all the good things and expecting them, and then their eyes are in tune to see those things that bring that to life. And we can purposefully change our expectation by brainwashing ourselves to believe that we're going to see certain things. Just like I go to the robbery and I see all of my friends. If I go there and I expect everybody to be my friend, everybody's going to be my friend. And I make it happen through my expectation, through my belief that everybody is my friend. Whereas if I were to go and not believe that everybody's my friend, not think that they're my friends, then I wouldn't even search them out. I wouldn't smile at them. I wouldn't make the connection. And then it would be far less likely for those things to happen. So that's really interesting how you can actually see how we create our reality and understand it, even without all the gurus and explaining, get into the vibration. You do get into the vibration, but it's a lot easier to understand in a way that you can just see it happening in your life. And it happens in our life in all sorts of places. I mean, that's how our life is created, through our expectation, through our vibration, through what we choose to see and what we believe, and what we believe is true for us. So all of the samples of this, you don't even need my Rob Roy sample with my friends. All of the samples of this, everything that is in your life, you are creating. And so all you have to do is look at the different aspects of your life and see how you're creating them. So for instance, if there's things that I don't like that are going in my life, things that I would want to eliminate, or that places in my life that I'm creating, that I don't like the creations that are being made. There's so many different aspects of our lives, and the different aspects of our lives we give a different amount of importance to. And some of the places in our lives that go really well for us, we don't even pay attention to. They're just automatic. But what we can do is we can find those places that are going really well for us, that we don't even have to we usually don't even pay attention to them, because they're just a given, because it's automatically in our life. We expect to see it, and it is. One of those places for me in my life is an abundance of love. I feel loved. I feel likable. I feel loved. I feel that I connect to people and people connect to me. And that's kind of, the way that I was raised, that I was always in the family. There was always love and touch and hugs and things like that. And it was kind of like I was raised into knowing that I'm worthy of that. And really just in the last maybe 10 years or so, when I've started to wake up, started waking up into this spiritual awakening and looking around, then I started realizing that not everybody has that in their life. For me, it was an automatic, and I just expected that everybody else, before you're awake, you don't realize that you're creating your own reality, and you don't realize um, how your beliefs were created and what you believe, even. And you don't realize that other people have completely different takes on things. When you start realizing this, then you really begin to pay attention and you begin to be an intentional creator in your life. Rex, he's so funny. He's over there. He's climbing the side of that. He's probably looking for rock rabbits or something. I can see him on the other side of the cliff climbing up. They're so cute. It's really cute how animals love. I'll show you where I'm at. See over there, that's that cave that I hike up to a lot. I'm just sitting here. This is where I hiked up from down there. I hiked up almost almost a straight up and down cliff to get up here, and then the dogs couldn't get. So they found some way around. I'm so proud of them. They came like a few minutes after I was already up here. Uh-oh, my water, no. Yay, it stopped. Ugh. So I kind of want to tell the story of these last few days. Um, one thing that I'm also realizing is that with the channeling, sometimes I get up in the morning and it just flows and flows and flows, and I have to grab a pad of paper, or I make multiple videos, or grab a pad of paper and write everything down. And sometimes, like the last couple of days when I turned on the video, it's like I didn't really feel like talking. But what I realized, water is life. Water is life. And water also is like the mixer of matter. It mixes everything together. If you don't have water, things simply don't go, they don't dissipate. What's dissipate? They don't, rot back into the earth. Like the Dead Sea Scrolls were in these dry caves down in the desert, and they didn't get moisture, and that's why they were saved for 2,000 years. They got a little bit of dry rot, but that's how they were saved. There was no moisture. So water moves things, moves matter, transforms, allows things to mix together. Water, we're mostly water, washes things, cleanses things. Water is important. Our water that we drink is life. And the water that we used to when it comes through the faucets, the life is taken out of it, and it also goes through like this process of going all the way down the pipes, and it's being banged back and forth, and it's really going through the cells in the water, going through trauma. That's why I use ceramic pot. I take water from either from the spring, but clean spring I know that comes from the under the ground, or from the faucet, and allow it to sit inside of the pot, and then it gets the vibration back of the earth vibration. It's like putting it back into a womb to allow it to get the vibration of the earth. Chaim. So these last couple of days have been really good days. On Thursday, after I worked at the Rob Roy painting, I went to the hot springs. I did a video there I'll put up too. And then I went to the Sea of Galilee just for a couple of minutes and got in the water. And then I went and picked up my mother, and we went to the berry tree and picked berries. And then my twin wrote me that he was right there in the area, and if I wanted to come. And so I took my mother back, and I went home, and I got pot and some food, and went and met him at the spring. It was a natural spring. And we cooked over the fire. We made a fire, and we cooked, and we were there until, well, I got home around midnight. It was super fun. It was just at ease. When I'm with him, it's like time stops. It's like we go into a bubble. And it's like, it just feels natural. It just feels like I'm at home. Like time stops. There is no... See, I'm present in the moment and doing things, but it's like there are no clocks. There's only the internal clock, what you feel. Or there aren't any ilutzim. It feels like when we're together, it's just at ease. Just the most natural thing. And then yesterday was Friday, so it was his son's birthday, and we made a birthday party at the Rob Roy. So in the morning I made a cake, and it was just a really fun day. And then we met at the Rob Roy, made a cake. I didn't remember really what I did the rest of the morning. It was just being. My son was home, so I was with my son. And it was all just getting ready for that pretty much. And then we went to the Rob Roy, and it was a really fun birthday party. Lots of fun. And we had cake, and there were lots of friends there and lots of people there, and my family and his family. Oh, yesterday when I was at the Rob Roy, and also he took a picture and sent it to me of him and my father and his mother and his son. A really good picture. It's like a gift. And he sent it to me. It's like a gift, like giving me a gift. But I saw yesterday at the Rob Roy, first time in 30 years, I saw my boyfriend when I was a teenager. We were wild together. He reminded me of all sorts of things. It was so funny to see him. It was like surreal. It's like I was looking at him. He came up to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, is it him? Is it not him? Like I knew it was him, but I was kind of like, is that really him or is that not him? I'm like, it's his teeth. And it was like these weird thoughts. It was totally him. He had sunglasses on, maybe that's why, but it was totally him. And we started talking, and we were laughing about things that were, and he reminded me of how I was when I was like 17. We started going out. Well, I think we went out for probably close to 4 years, with the last year being kind of on and off. But in the beginning, we used to go all over the place. We used to go hiking. We used to go metal detecting together. We used to go to Jerusalem and just go sleep in the mountains. I remember one time we went to Jerusalem mountains and we found this cave and we went in and we put up and we put in our sleeping bags and we started a fire in the cave because there was a hole in the roof and we figured that all the smoke would go out. And after a little while, we were just completely smoked out of there. We were like, blah, blah. And in the middle, we had to get up and go out. And we were both tired. We had to find a place that was like on this mountain that was kind of like we had to go and find a place to put our sleeping bags, and everything just stank like it reeked of like fire soot. Mm. What I was saying about the channeling is that I realize that when I do open up the camera, let's say sometimes it just comes out and it flows and it's like it just comes naturally out like like a river. And sometimes I feel what is that? Sometimes I feel like um, I turn on the camera like yesterday and nothing comes out, and I'm thinking to myself, uh, that I don't really feel like talking. A lot of times I don't, just because I'm so into the moment that I just want to be. Like I was sitting here for maybe a half an hour before I turned on the camera because of all the birds. The birds were flying in and out and all around. It was just fun to watch. It's like being in I don't know. It's like these pictures that you would see out of Galilee, out of the Bible. It's that beautiful. And then I realized that if I turn on the camera and I start talking, it comes. The things come to me, and the channeling starts. All I have to do is start talking, getting into the flow, connect to the river, and the channeling starts. So I'm going to continue hiking. I'm going to see if I can find a pass to get around and go up the side of the mountain. If I have anything more, I'll add. So thanks.